Okay, so welcome back everybody, and I've decided to do this episode as a second attempt at the navigation satellite network. So if this first launch goes okay, then the next 2, 3, 4 and so will follow. Now, as I said before in the previous episode, I need at least, I'll say about 1000 delta V to correct the inclination from the actual 9 degrees that we launched from here on Omelek. So I've done is I've increased the size of the tank, as I showed you in the VAB at the end of the previous episode. So that's got 1100, nearly 1200 delta V. So I'm free to use that second core stage, or the entire third stage actually, because obviously the boosters count as a first stage. So I'm free to use that just to get to the altitude, and then I can correct the inclination, and then use the hydrazine and the probe core tank to power the RSS separately from the main thruster. So all that fuel in those two large tanks at the bottom of the satellite is free to be used by that thruster. Alright, so it's on the pad. So let's head to the launch. Alright, so that went a lot better. So yeah, I think I'll aim for like 50-degree pitch on the nose at about 50 kilometers. I think that's a good sort of rule of thumb. It's not bad, not bad. Alright, so on with the second stage. I'll work like that till 60 seconds to the actual apparatus. I'm going to be losing, well, I don't want to be losing too much. That was good though, that was a good launch. The entire stage there, and that's about 5,996 delta V. Orbital velocity is 4,140 plus. It's approaching 4,200 meters per second. That means a lot of the energy that I had in that first stage is being sort of given to me at this altitude. So that's good, that's effective. That's more effective delta V, higher up, higher in the atmosphere, that's what you want it to be. Alright, let's carry on with the second stage. I'll let the second stage go. Bump the throttle out first. Communitrons on. Antennas. Now this motor again doesn't need ullage. 1 minute 36. So about 35 seconds to ignition. I'll arm the motor with the throttle at 0. Then I can choose exactly when to ignite. And I still haven't figured out why it's doing this sort of kick. Because it's not offset, the thrust curtain, the actual thrust column isn't off centre. I've checked that again and it doesn't seem to be off at all. And it is surface mounted, it's not sort of node mounted, but regardless of that, it's not off centre at all. Alright, 14 seconds, 13 seconds. So. Second stage motor is armed. I'm going to stay at 10 degrees inclination now. 10 degrees pitch, sorry, not inclination. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Ignition. I do have a theory that it could be the fact that the tank is too long for it. Although if you was to fit it normally, it would have a shroud around it and the shroud would not match any wider tank than that. Because I don't use the shroud on the motors because I've got the hollow decoupler. I'm thinking maybe the weight at the top is causing a problem for it. Like offsetting mass isn't low enough, as in the mass isn't low enough towards the bottom of the tank. It's not too much, I mean it's not too bad, it compensates for it pretty rapidly, so. Right, so, second stage burn. Let's see how high we can get with this. Just have to increase in pitch as the apparatus approaches, so I can keep the apparatus ahead slightly. Right, but the second burn I will plot with the node plotter, with the manoeuvre node plotter. And try and reduce inclination as much as possible, as well as increase the periapsis height. But that's for the second ignition of this motor. So this is the first one. Okay, so that's 3,000 kilometres. I haven't got a great deal of fuel left though. So it looks like I will be not only plotting inclination correction, but also be plotting an increase in periapsis, sorry. So I've got 59 minutes to the apoapsis. The period is 1 minute. 1 hour 58 minutes and 58.586 seconds on the orbital period. Okay, so just over a minute away. I'm going to do this with this stage. I'm going to push the periapsis up so it empties the entire tank. Then with the spacecraft itself, I'm going to position it and correct the inclination first. Then whatever I've got left in the thrusters tank on the craft itself, I'm going to use that to push the apoapsis up, well, the periapsis to match the apoapsis. The reason is because it won't take much to put a push, only take 200 something or so, actually not even that, but even less than that, at delta V, to push the apoapsis, well, to push the periapsis up to the apoapsis height, so the tank won't be empty enough for me to have control. So I'm going to correct for inclination on the thruster itself. So this stage is using the final bits of fuel will be used just to push this as far as possible. Right, throttle is at 0. So it probably won't get very far. about 15 seconds. It won't be much of a burn, it'll be a few seconds. Ignition. Alright, so that's that. So 310.5 meters per second left. We're about halfway. It won't take much energy to push that, but it will take a lot of energy to correct the inclination, down to about 5 degrees off. It's a little bit tricky. Yeah, we can see that straight across. Where's that? It's fairly off. So we shall have to find exactly where it wants me to fixed inclination. Right, so post-burn inclination is there, 8.9. That's coming right down. I can't use more than 1100 delta V to do this. To 200. We're only at 7 degrees. So it may need a series of... Well, that's 5 degrees. I'm going to hold up 4.5 degrees. There we go. So we are in a slightly wrong position. It's also highlighting the wrong thing, so I'll see exactly where I need to be. So that's coming down. So he was not in the perfect position. So the same amount of delta V, if it stops pausing on me like that. The thing, the problem is, all you've got is visual. In the real world, you don't use visual tools for this. And it keeps pausing on me as well. There we go, it's paused on me again. That is annoying. And it's done it again. That's 4 degrees anyway, it's too far. Let me take that. .1. Goodness grief. Why on earth are you stopping me from moving my node? Because it keeps thinking I'm clicking on the radial out. And I'm not. So we can get 3 degrees, 3 degrees. That's all I'm talking about. Visually, that's all you've got. The tools are just visual. Look at that. Look how far it's coming down post the burn inclination. Yeah, I thought it was level there. There we go. There's the sweet spot. About there. So about there. Been out to 1 point. So I need it at 5 degrees. But we're within 5 degrees of the equator. So I don't need to use all that delta V. I'll correct it once I come back around again. But if you look at that, that looks level. Actually, it doesn't look level, it looks well out. What on earth am I doing? As long as you can do that, we've got plenty of time. We've given as many times as we want to correct it. So, you're not in a rush. Once you've stabilised your orbit, it's fine. Obviously, while you're still actually climbing, it's different matter, you haven't got that much time. Right, so I'm going to bring it up a little bit. I don't need it at 1.7 degrees. I want it at about 4.54 degrees. Just for this time, just so I know I can push the periapsis up to meet the apoapsis. So I won't be doing this for every single one of these missions. Once I've done this one, it's successful, then I'll just do a series of sort of launch digest episodes. Just to correct, just to make sure I've got the first one in place, just like the geostats. No, it's going the other way. I think I said this before, let's be able to click in that window and just put degrees that I want it at. Obviously you can't really do that, it's just telling you information, but it's not a two-way thing. A bit over. Possible inclination 583.1 meters per second. As I said, once I've got this in place, I can just lock onto this one, which uses this as guidance. So that's 4 degrees, 0.001. So in position for this first burn. It should use up quite a lot of the fuel, half the fuel maybe. Actually, I can't push up the periapsis at the same time. So if I try pushing right now, it will just... I could just leave it on manoeuvre node and just plan a new manoeuvre node. Or maybe... I suppose. Alright, 17 seconds. So I'm going to go now. I'm hoping that these are live. If they're not, yes. I've even got the. No, this is unlocked. That's fine. So I did my job in the VAB this time, unlike before. Meters, 20, 10. Yeah, so that is actually correcting itself. So if I remove this manoeuvre node, it will actually cancel it. But I have no control over what it's doing. So it's automatically gone to prograde. That is brilliant. Right, so I don't actually need direct control. Right, so I've got... Perhaps it's 1 hour 13 minutes. I can't disarm this motor though. Yes, I can. So I can't control altitude, but I can control... There we go. Yes, I can do that. That's excellent. So I'll have to remember that. So I'll leave it on hold manoeuvre prograde. Of course, hold manoeuvre prograde. So I'll leave it on that with no manoeuvre node planned or plotted. It'll automatically switch to the actual prograde marker of the orbit. Okay, so about 1 hour 33 minutes or so. About 60 seconds, 30 seconds, 60 seconds before the actual apoapsis. Right. Alright. Almost there. RSS is in low power. It was in high power before, but... Okay, so throttle is at 0. So arm the engine. About 30 seconds. I think it's on the node. Alright, ignition. through quite a lot of fuel. As we lose mass, it should sort of accelerate. Oh, 3100. There we go. It's not quite unlocked on me though. It's not quite done that. But I should be able to use this to go radial in. So I've got a few points worth of fuel left in this, so I'm going to leave this active. I'm going to deactivate the RSS so I can use the although I can't deactivate anything right now. Alright, so it's been visual range, line of sight, sorry, of KSP, of Kennedy. Cape Canaveral as I call it. Right, switch on station keep. I have to keep the RCS live as well, unfortunately, at least for now, until it runs out of fuel. Won't make any difference. Right, so it's going to use the thruster with Realism 50 NTR. Do I use that or do I use the RCS instead? Just click on next engine. I think I'll save the thruster. So it comes through, I like to deorbit it. I don't know why it's doing that. It really does love, it enjoys using up all of your RCS fuel. Right, so that is all. What on earth have I got that attached to it for? Local pressure. I thought I removed this. That's weird. Alright. Okay, so where are we? There we go, so we need to come around to the apparatus anyway. Right, so head on to the apparatus and link up to Kerbal Space Center. Alright, so overhead of Kerbal Space Center, or Cape Canaveral. Just going to extend it. Start data link up. That's it, done. So that's the first one done. Okay, I've got 1 million. But obviously you only get that once. Got to do all the rest of them for the rest of the money. Right, so that's the first one done. There's nothing else to be had. So before I build the next one, I'm going to take that off for starters. Right, so hydrogen powered RCS will hold station. I'll turn that off. Right, so that's that. So that's the first one in place, so the next ones will follow over the next few episodes. Right, let's head back to Space Center. Okay, so after that successful first navigation satellite placing in orbit, I will go into the VAB and start building the second one. Went very well, actually. So I've got a fair bit of delta V left in that thruster. So I could create the inclination a little bit more, but we're only within 5 degrees, so 4 point degrees or so, 4 degrees, that's fine. Alright, so lesson learned on the ascent as well. Just pitch up a little bit more, a little bit earlier, so I reached 40 degrees at about 40 kilometers in altitude, but that's just fine tuning. Alright, so to end this episode, we'll be in Earth ionization scan again. It's Mark 2. And possibly for the next episode, it will be Lunar 9 and 10, which are, if you remember from previous episodes, I told you that I actually had to scrap 9 and 10 because they had a slight physics problem. Hopefully that's been resolved. Alright, so let's head to the launch pad for the final launch of this episode, and that's the ionization scan. It's just a standard launch, just to make money. Okay, so it's the launch pad. Alright, so that's that. Turn the RSS off. Deploy the panels. I forgot where I've put the... there we go. Right, so 15 minutes and 44 seconds. So I've got nothing else. Obviously, I mean, different biomes, you might get some more signs. Can't see what dust has to do with ionization scans, though. Right. So 15 minutes. This contract will be complete. Okay, so that's it. Ionization scan of Earth. Again, 132,500 in funds, 6 research, and well, 6 signs, and 6 reputation. Just a routine launcher. Okay, that's the final mission for this episode. If you enjoyed, please get a like and share if you wish to. And don't forget to click subscribe for automatic updates from YouTube. Alright, so I won't say what's coming up next because I don't want to jinx the mission. Hopefully it's Luna 9. Then following after a little bit, hopefully it'll be Luna 10. Now I'm planning right now at Gemini 6. Let's go with Gemini 7 and 6A. Obviously 6A was basically rendezvoused with Gemini 7. So I want to take those contracts, but Gemini 6 is my own mission. I want to try and get the fuel cells working. They don't seem to be working right now, so I want to try and get those working. So I'm going to do a little bit of experimentation before I do Gemini 6, try and get them working. Alright, so hopefully I might do a test flight of Gemini 6, but just call it Gemini 6. Then when Gemini 7's up there, I'm going to call Gemini 6A. It's basically what it was called anyway, so. Alright, so coming up hopefully with Luna 9, and then following that will be Luna 10. Hopefully. Alright, so thanks for watching again. I'll see you next time, and take care. Bye bye.